Hey guys, it's me again, and I'm gonna do another Photoshop tutorial for you. This one is gonna be a little different. It's gonna be using multiple photos, but I'm gonna be working with opacity, layering a little bit, and I'm gonna be adding some text as well. So to start, I'm gonna start with a 5x7, and I'm gonna start uploading my photos from File, Place Embedded. Alright, now that I have all my photos, I'm going to hide some of them until I have just this flower one open. And I'm going to edit this flower one to make it up and down because I want it to be full screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure to click on the photo, press Command T, and I'm going to rotate it around till it's straight. Now, I'm going to hide that photo again. And I'm going to bring back this photo. So what I'm going to do with this photo is I'm going to use the quick selection tool on the far left hand side, and I'm going to select I'm going to come over here and click on my add layer mask. Alright, clearly it's not perfect, so I'm gonna fix it up a little bit and make it look a little bit better. So we go over here to our brush tool, make sure our mask is selected, and I'm gonna use the white first. I'm gonna go up here, make sure your opacity is 100. Okay. Alright, so now that I have my edited layer mask, I'm going to resize it to fit the whole photo. I'm going to drag the corners and make sure it's centered. Next, I'm clicking on my flower photo, make it on top, and I'm going to change the opacity to 50 so that you can still see my other photo under it. Right, now I'm going to mess around with some of the layering. There's dissolve, there's the linear burn, but I'm going to choose the color burn. I'm actually going to add a new background photo, so I'm selecting it from my photos, and there it is. Alright, so next I'm going to move the image around, background. I think I want to move it up, yep, just like that, to where there's more dark at the bottom. So another cool thing on Photoshop is you can go over here to adjustments and you can change the brightness of the image, the contrast. You can change the brighter levels, the darker ones. You can change the vibrance, saturation. There's all kinds of things: exposure, curves, hue, saturation, color balance. You can make it black and white, a filter, mixer, gradient map. You can invert the colors. There's a lot of things you can do. So I'm going to leave it like this for right now. So my next task is going to be adding text. So I'm going to come over here to the horizontal type tool and click on it. Alright, so I'm just going to set it right here for right now. I'm going to come up here, change it to white so I can see it, and make it bigger. So I'm using a poem from one of my favorite poets. Alright, once you have your text, you can decide where you want to put it. You can underline it. So when I was making this photo, I wanted to put the poem somewhere unique, not just right in the front. So I tried all the sides, decided I didn't like that. So made a different plan. Started over, did half of it, and the other half. So next I decided to change the font. I wanted something not cursive, but what you're going to do is you're going to go up to the top left-hand corner, drop down the drop box, and you can look at different fonts. It gives you samples and options, and I finally picked this one. So then I decided to change the other one to the same thing. A lot of this editing, as I've said before, is trial and error. You're going to do a lot of things one way, you're going to realize you hate it, you're going to change it. Like what I did right here, I realized I didn't want it to just be a straight line like this. I realized I wanted my words to actually like go with the side of my legs, just to give it a more creative look. I decided I needed to do each word individually so I could make it any shape and go any direction I wanted. So this obviously takes slightly longer, and all you have to do is just right click on your screen and it will add another text box, and it automatically, thankfully, defaults to the previous text size and font that you have chosen. So each time that I did it, I just had to type in the single word and it typed it out. Then I had to move each individual word to fit exactly where I wanted it to go. In my opinion, this is one of my favorite parts of the photo, is the words, because it just brings a new dimension and you can add more than just photography. You can actually add poetry, you can add names, anything you want. So as I'm finishing up my photo, I always try to take a step back, look at it again, make sure, check my spacing, make sure everything's aligned, everything's the right size, especially with text. You don't want, especially since I did individual words, I wanted to make sure they were at least look the same size, Otherwise, it would just look funky. But so now you know a couple basic Photoshop tasks. You've learned how to change the backgrounds of images, you've learned how to layer, mess with some tools, and also add text. I hope my tutorials have helped somebody in some way and help you learn how to use Photoshop. Because honestly, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Now go have fun. Also, don't forget to save your image. Go up to File, scroll down to Save As or Save. Then a box will appear and you can type in some name that you won't forget it by. Mine's going to be tutorial. Then you press save and you're done.